What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to another episode of Swoop Luke. In this episode, we'll be previewing the Brisbane Lions-Collingwood game. Just before we get into it, be sure to follow me on all my social media accounts, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, all Swoop Luke. If you are a new Swooper, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you are a returning Swooper, welcome back. Thank you so much for rejoining me. Let's get into this preview. So I don't have to remind you the last time we versed the Lions, it was this year, but I'm going to remind you anyway. We lost by that point. Kick after the siren, Zach Bailey. Oh, God. I was at that game at the Etihad. I keep calling it Etihad. At Marvel Stadium. It was hot. It was humid. There was a bunch of Brisbane supporters right next to me. And we just watched our team capitulate. Absolutely just shit house. We were up by 5 goals through the second quarter. They got some easy ones just before half time, and then it was all downhill from there. This was after the Carlton game where we played so well, and our season was kind of on track, 1 win, 1 loss. This Brisbane game, top 4 contender, it's what if, you know? What if we had beat Brisbane? You know, by that 1 point, we would have been 2-1. Things could have changed. Trajectory could have changed. We were really shot the next game because of that. It's very disheartening. So you're thinking, you know, it's just crazy. What could have happened if we had won that game? But you know how the story goes. We just don't put any pressure on them in that last 30 or 45 seconds. They get it through the middle. We don't protect the corridor. Zach Bailey gets it. Good karma for him after the Geelong game the previous week, not getting that free kick, and we lose. It was one of those games where everyone in the team did their part. There wasn't really a lot of standouts because everyone was doing their part. Brody Grundy dominated in the ruck. Josh Dacos kicked 2 goals. Pendlebury did what Pendlebury does. But yeah, we ultimately lose by a point. So, form going into this game. We've won 2 of our last 5. They've won 2 of their last 5. They absolutely demolished Fremantle last week. The previous week, Hawthorn was smashing them. They kicked 7 goals. Brisbane kicked 7 goals in that last quarter. They pegged the score back. They ended up losing by 12 points. They beat Gold Coast, lose to Richmond, and then get done by St Kilda. Us, on the other hand, Hawthorn just exposed our worst football, but West Coast brought out our best football. So that was the win-loss in the last 2 weeks. Get done by Port, get done by Carlton, and beat Richmond 5 rounds ago. So it's been a roller coaster, but it's also been a roller coaster for Brisbane. They can see themselves out of the top 4 contention. I think they can finish as low as 6th. For us, it's all about momentum going into next season. So form doesn't really matter. We just have to play like we did against West Coast. So some key stats and areas that I really want to look at is Brisbane are a high-scoring team. You know, when you've got Danaher, Hipwood, Cameron, you're always going to be a high-scoring team. They're averaging about 92 points a game, whereas we're averaging about 70 points a game. So our defense is going to have to work hard, and we'll get into the ins and outs a bit later, but our defense is really shot. So I wouldn't be surprised if Brisbane kind of maybe blow us out of the water. But I know that our forwards are good and our mids are good. So hopefully it's a lot of free-flowing football and it's a bit of a shootout. Going on from that, another area that I want to look at kind of has to do with our defense. Well, not kind of has to do with our defense. It is our defense. Isaac Quaynor and Johnny Noble come out of the team. So in our back line, it goes Crisp, Magin, Maynard, Roughhead, and Rusco. So we lose that run of Noble. We lose that run of Quaynor. Obviously, there's no Howie either and no Darcy Moore. So it's going to be interesting to see how we rebound from 50. At the moment, we got Crisp there and Main as our halfback flankers. Crispy can give us that run up the middle, which we know. Trey Rusco can kind of push forward a little bit. I prefer Rusco as a halfback flanker because I don't trust him one-on-one just yet. So if we can have Rusco as that halfback flanker to give us that sort of rebound that we're going to be missing with Noble and no Quaynor, that'll kind of mitigate it a little bit. Trempianko, who's playing, can also go down back. He played most of his junior career as a halfback flanker, so we could see that. We could see Nathan Murphy push forward as well. So we do have a little bit of options. Chris Mayne, he's just that senior head down back. He's going to be the guy that you kind of go to as a safe option. I don't trust him from rebounding outside of 50 just because of the slow legs and stuff like that. Hopefully he proves me wrong. Rough head on Danaher is going to be huge. So it is going to be an interesting time to be a Collingwood defender. Last week for the Lions, Dane Zorko gathered 34 disposals. This week they bring in Lachie Neale. They've still got Daniel Rich, Lyons, McGluggage that are going to just rack up disposals. Our mids have got their work cut out for them. It is going to be a good test because we're still such a young side. It's going to be a really good test for the likes of Finlay McRae, Bo McCreary, Ollie Henry off that half forward. It's going to be a very interesting game to see where we're at. I know the Hawthorn game, we were kind of like for like, but we should have learnt our lessons from what we did in that first half, hopefully apply them against Brisbane and kind of see where we are as a team. As I mentioned before, our ins and outs. In comes Josh Dacos and Nathan Murphy. Out goes Jeremy Howe, managed because of his baby. Congratulations to the Howe family. Johnny Noble gets omitted, and Isaac Quaynor is out with glandular fever. Now, let's talk about Johnny Noble's omission. He didn't have the best game last week, so let's look at his stats for last week. Johnny Noble. Look, I don't think he did too bad, but he gathered 18 disposals, went at 70% disposal efficiency. Look, turned it over 5 times, which isn't too much when you look at the likes of Adams, Madge is around that same, Ruffy as well, Maynard. So, look, not every player is not going to turn it over. So, the thing that I'm questioning is Johnny Noble coming out of the team with Isaac Quaynor already out of the team. So, we've lost our 2 running halfbacks and not replaced them with anyone that can really run off that halfback line. Yes, okay, Crisp, right? Chris Mayne, though, imagine, there's no Howe either. So the Noble omission is a little bit, well, not even a little bit weird, it's very weird. And I'd love to know your thoughts down below. Why? Why do you think Harvey and the selection committee did this late in the season as well? Okay, because there's no point to prove, there's no VFL. It's all a little bit weird. And then, like I said, coming in for Brisbane is Darcy Garner and Lachie Neale out. Berry, Matheson, and Mitch Robinson. Lachie Neale, a huge inclusion. Collingwood by a point. It's going to be a reverse fixture. And my big call is that Jamie Elliott is going to kick 5 goals. Anyway, guys, this has just been my quick preview of the game. We'd love to know all your thoughts down below. Again, let me know how I can improve my content, as always. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, Double Shackers, I'll swoop you later.
Ooh la la.
I feel like a corporate shill. McDonald's, Bunnings. Someone fucking sponsor me, man. God.